Alara lived at Veritas Academy, a school where stories written in enchanted ink became reality. Students conjured fantastical creatures, built shimmering castles, and even created entire worlds, all from the power of their pens. But one book was forbidden, a leather-bound tome locked away in the headmaster's vault, rumored to contain an unfinished villain. Intrigued, Ilara snuck into the vault one moonless night. The book pulsed faintly in her hands, its pages filled with a chilling narrative about a shadow creature named Umbra, a being of pure malice, whose story ended abruptly mid-sentence. Driven by curiosity, Ilara decided to complete Umbra's story. She added a few lines, picturing a heroic defeat, a swift capture, a satisfying end. But as she wrote the final word, the book vibrated violently, and the room plunged into darkness. A guttural growl echoed through the vault. Umbra, no longer ink and paper, stood before her, a towering figure of pure shadow, his eyes burning with malevolent energy. Panic seized Ilara. Umbra, no longer confined to the pages, was consuming the school, his shadow tendrils reaching out to absorb the tangible creations around them. The once vibrant halls turned to ash, the enchanted creatures dissolving into nothingness. Ilara realized her mistake. She hadn't truly defeated him, merely given him a body. She needed to rewrite the ending, but this time it had to be perfect. She fled to the library, grabbing a fresh quill and parchment. She had to understand Umbra's motivation, his desires. She reread the original story, noticing a detail she'd missed before. A single line mentioning Umbra's longing for connection, a desperate need to be understood. She realized that Umbra wasn't inherently evil, he was simply lonely and misunderstood. With this new understanding, Ilara began to rewrite the story. She didn't defeat Umbra. Instead, she showed him compassion, understanding, and even friendship. She wrote of a world where Umbra found a place, where his immense power was channeled for good, where he discovered belonging. As she wrote the final, heartfelt words, a warm light filled the library. The shadows retreated, the school slowly began to rebuild itself, and Umbra stood before her, no longer a monstrous villain, but a quiet, thoughtful figure, his eyes filled with gratitude. Ilara had learned a valuable lesson. Even villains deserve a second chance, and the power of stories can reshape not only worlds, but also hearts. She returned the book to the vault, understanding that its power was not something to be feared, but something to be wielded with responsibility, empathy, and a writer's keen understanding of the human condition. The forbidden book remained locked away, but Ilara knew the true power lay not in its pages, but in the writer's heart.